was a pure coincidence, really. I simply fancied a camera. I wanted a camera instead of taking photos on my phone. And I'd always had a camera in the past, and it was always a specific make and a specific model. And when I started looking on the internet, the actual original one, of course, didn't exist. But luckily for me, the camera that I did have, the newer model, came with all the buttons in the right places, in the same places. And it had more buttons than I could imagine that I would ever need, but everything was in the same place. And so I got this camera and immediately knew where everything was. This was all a couple of weeks before lockdown, I think. It was not long before lockdown that I got my camera. I can't remember exactly when. And it was then that my camera came into its own, because our village is a place where people whiz around so much. You hardly see anybody because they're always so busy. And I just wanted, in a small way, to say to people, slow down, you're missing so much in this village. I became known as the camera lady. Not Wendy with dementia, but the camera lady, which was even more lovely. And people, I realised that our village had a village Facebook page, just a few pictures on the Facebook page during lockdown. And I got so many comments from people that couldn't go out, saying, oh, how wonderful to see what's going on outside when I can't go out. I'm one of these people that have to stay indoors. And that gave me another purpose, because that made me feel valued again in this lockdown, that I could do something to help people. So I began every single day going out. People would put such lovely comments, and so other people began to see the village in a totally different, which it was just lovely. You asked me to choose four favourite pictures, which in itself was impossible. So I think I narrowed it down to about 20, then stuck my finger on 4 to choose 4. And I couldn't have 4 favourite pictures without including one of my paradise of Keswick. And this is taken from my favourite spot, where there's a lovely bench at Friar's Crag, and I sit looking out for hours, just staring at Cat's Bell, which you can see on the horizon. And this particular one, you only ever get a nice sunset in the winter. And this was taken on December the 1st last year. And it had been a beautiful frosty day. And it had ended with this most stunning sunset over Derwentwater. And so that made it another perfect day in paradise. It's just, I could look at that view for hours. My emotions now are far more heightened than they ever were. And I often think that photography is perfect for me, because I'm so much slower at walking now. I'm so much slower at taking in everything around me, that I capture things that people miss because I'm slower. And I see things in more detail because my eyes linger that much longer on something, because they're having to work out what it is. And this is actually the Humber Bridge, believe it or not. It was taken on my birthday last year, or maybe the year before, who knows. It was a thick, foggy day, and me and Sarah, I wanted to take photos somewhere because it was such a mystical day. And so we went down to the Humber Bridge, and it was so thick with frost. It wasn't actually snow, it's thick frost on the twigs. And if you look carefully, you can see something going out of the picture at the top. And that's actually the road of the Humber Bridge disappearing into the fog. It was the most stunning day for taking photographs because it looked like the Humber, the bridge, was actually just disappearing into nowhere, and the frost all around just made it look so magical. And that's the power of photography, is that in a few hours' time that frost would have melted, and maybe the fog would have thinned and you could have seen the road again. And so in that moment, you capture what you see, because in the blink of an eye it's gone. And that's the thrill of photography for me, is capturing moments, because people rarely stop and just look at such beauty, such things that disappear, that are no longer there the next day. It enables people to see dementia through my eyes. You can see the lingering moments extra that I take to look at things, because I have to look longer to work things out, for my brain and my eyes to catch up with one another. And in that click of a camera, I can capture that moment and see what it is. My camera goes with me everywhere now. And through this period of time, this strange world we've been living in, my camera has been my companion, because like lots of people, I've struggled enormously with this strange world. This photo, the birds in the barley field, is an example of something I didn't quite know what I could see, because I can't find my glasses now since lockdown. So often I don't know what I'm staring at. But when I zoom in on my camera, that acts as my glasses now. And this photograph, it was taken when I was actually looking for the hidden allotment, the hidden village allotment that people want to be kept secret. And just opposite there, I stopped to look in the barley field, and I saw all this commotion in the barley, and zoomed in on my camera to see what it was, and clicked. And I click probably 50 times, because 49 of them never work, but one always does, and it's the one that matters. And it was the birds feeding on the barley. Yet seconds later, they'd seen me and all gone, all flown away, and the field was empty and silent again. So that one magic moment captured showed people what they miss if they don't look. And just a blink of an eye, a sound of your shoe moving on the gravel will frighten birds away. That one simple click of the camera just captured it forever. And it never goes away on a photo. And it also shows me that it really happened. because I'm never quite sure if or what I've seen is real anyway. So my photographs show me if what I think I saw is actually real. Often, well, every day when I go out for my walks, I don't know what pictures I've taken until I get back. But I know that I captured something, and I often don't know what it is. And once I see the photographs, I might not remember exactly where I was on the walk, but it just brings that moment into focus again. Mm. Oh, this photo, it is actually in the morning, because again, it's all to do with where the sun is, to be able to take this photo with the reflection of the duck in the water. Oh, every morning I go out early because I know the sun is going to be in such a place on the pond, at the back of the pond, that if I go quietly round the back so the ducks can't see me coming, then often some of the ducks are stood on either a log or the odd rock that's protruding out of the water. And when they do this, you get the amazing reflection of themselves, the mirror image in the water of them, their mirror image in the water. And to me, it looks like when you were a child, you used to make the paper chain of dolls and pull it out. And to me, it looks like you've made a silhouette of a duck and opened it out, because it's so perfect. Doesn't often happen that it's that perfect a reflection, but the water was so still that day, everything was just right, and the reflection of even the white of the feathers and are captured in the silhouette. Whenever I see photos come out like that, I always think, well, yes, I got that one just right. Because again, once that duck saw me, it would have swum off and that moment would have been gone. Because as soon as they see me, they all start quacking and come waddling along for their food. So if I don't stay quiet and don't let them just be for that moment, I can't capture those magic shots of just like it is here. It's a perfect silhouette in the water. I was just very lucky that day. Photography so often is about being in the right place at the right moment. And you can click, 100 photographs and just one would be special. But it's just that one special one that counts. Doesn't matter if 99 come out wrong. If you get one special one, that makes me happy. I'd say if you have a phone or that takes photographs, simply start with your phone, because I always just used to use my phone, and I think I took some nice photographs just using my phone. So just see if you like photography before actually buying a camera. But then if you do want to buy a camera, try it. It's really important to hold it and see if it feels natural to you. And don't have someone show you everything it does, because you'll just think, oh my God, I'll never remember that. Just ask where the shoot button is and ask if you can try it. because the shoot button and the zoom, I would say get a camera with a zoom, because you can see so much more detail. And just ask them if you can just play with it in the shop. I did that with mine, and then for ages, all I did was click. I didn't even use the zoom because I was worried. I just wasn't comfortable. And then I moved on to the zoom, and now it's natural because I do it every single day, twice a day, in fact. So don't be afraid to try. Just try, and trust me, it's beautiful when you succeed.